Hey man, how's it going? Yep, I figured since I'm trying to get his world record for bomb disposal, I might as well just stream these two. This one's gonna be this one's gonna be insane. Living life, yeah, life in the fast lane. Okay. Um, let me see here. Outside. There's one outside. One on this one. One on the next level. And one close to the bridge. Okay. Hmm. So some of these I can't remember where they're at, so I'm just gonna look around for them. Like the MGS1 snake, I believe it's for him. The bond's right there. Ah, we have beeping. And there it is. Okay. I just gotta get re-familiarized with where they're all at. Once I know where they're all at, then I'll come up with the route to do it. I don't know what that was. Okay, so he turns and comes this way. I bet the bomb should be on the bench. It should be on the seats, right over here, right in front of that TV. So let's see how goofy I can do this. Just like that. Okay. Okay, cool. So this way. Yeah. He's the only one that has a bomb right there, so that was pretty easy to remember that one. And the one with the bench in front of the TV, I couldn't remember if that was him or if it was
Freeze.
Okay, so no bomb here. Oh, it's the last. Yeah, bomb has to be over. Yeah, it's in the kitchen. Okay.
Freeze.
Wait. No, it's not. Oh, the bomb is in the stairwell. That's right. Yep, right there. Okay. All right, cool. So now we know what to do. Now I just got to do it fast. So first things first. Outside is going to be the fast option. Come on. There we go. So we get that one. Ooh. We'll get spotted, but it won't be an alarm. Alright. So now let's cheese this on him. With this, don't run like up against that glass wall. Give yourself like
Freeze.
You didn't have to do that, I just did that for fun. Try to give yourself like a foot of space. Alright, we didn't know. Okay, so the way he turns, if I can shoot him like that, and then let him turn to the right. I bet he's going to turn to the left. I'd have to take him out. Hang on. Whoops. Huh, how about that? He'll stay there just like that. Okay.
Freeze.
Allowing us to do this. And then get out of there. Hell yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah, okay. I think I have a route. Ooh. Man, that was pushing it. Okay, so where do I need to be? Let's see here. If I do it about there. Yeah, about there. Will that reach? That'll reach. Okay. So now I just work on where I need to land. Oh, that's got me right up. Yeah, it's got me up against the stairs. That was goofy. There we go. That's a good one. That's a way better one. Hey, Agent Stone, how's it going? I'm trying to get a couple more world records. So I got to beat this one and level 5. And I figure, you know what, I might as well just stream it so people can see the bullshit I got to go through.
Freeze.
Damn. Right on the edge. I got to be like on the edge of the door. Snake this no, Snake joined MI6 in this. 00 Snake. Ooh, that should be perfect. Okay, cool. Now this is going to be a pretty bad score, but I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where I need to stand, where I need to crouch, where I need to dive, where I need to kind of maneuver so I can do it faster. So, because my 71,000 is a pretty decent score. So that's going to be pretty wicked to beat. I don't even know how I'm going to pull off level 5, but yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. Snake looks like Big Boss as a clone. Yeah. Definitely favors him more in Sons of Liberty. That's for sure. Ooh. Oh, nice. Did you see the way I just stood up that fast? That was cool. We'll get spotted, but it won't be an alert. Yeah, he definitely favors him a lot in Sons of Liberty. Nice. And then in some of the videos that I have, you'll see me here, I'll do it right now. Doing this. It's taking advantage of the frame, like pausing the timer so that way I can like unequip that coolant at the right possible moment. Because every little frame counts when it comes to these damn speed runs and shit. It's insane. And that's me using a paintball. Doing a double tap like it's a paintball gun.
Congrats, Snake.
Oh, there you go. We beat it. Look at that. Listening to analysis on MGS information control, ID control. Yeah, you know, Kojima stuff. Yeah, I mean, you kind of really are watching it happen right in front of your eyes, really. I mean, we've been watching it for a long time. Oh my god, that still works on this? Oh, that's cool. That's good that that works. Okay. Ow. You heard the camera. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been happening around us since, like, God. I want to say 9/11 time, like pre 9/11. Damn, I got spotted again. Yeah, I get you. It kind of... I kind of wanted those chaffs, but I definitely want to get out of here quicker. This one, for the most part, I pretty much remember these bombs because they were just so weird. So, with the ID, is it the ID control, like, as far as, like, what he kept saying, like, ID tag soldiers with ID tag equipment, ID tag weapons, is that what you don't understand, or what you're trying to figure out? Oh, man, that roll in my... Okay, I got you. Like... I don't know, it kind of goes with, like, you know, needing a license to carry damn near everything. Oh, you know what? I need those chaff grenades. Because this bridge is going to slow me down. We got to do that. I mean, you do need an ID to own, like a license to own a weapon. But in the military, I mean, Kojima, what he was talking about in 4 doesn't really take place in the military. That was just his thing. I'm saying that's how much control the Patriots had, where everything had an ID, everything had a number. However, it's like that same ID thing that was taking place in MGS4 is sort of kind of happening now, where everything requires an ID. And that now there's like a new form of ID that they want to use to track everything you do. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, some of the shit that he has in 4 is pretty much taking place now. Yeah. Yeah. Hell, that goes pretty much back to any war or any conflict. I mean, it's always the soldiers that are always just... The military is always so damn expendable, really, when it comes to a lot of it, because look at what they do. I mean, they make them go out there and fight shit, and then they don't even care about them when they come back. I should have shot the chaff first. Can I even... Okay. Thank God. I didn't know if the M9 could actually blow that up. The SOCOM does, but I didn't know about the M9. Yeah, his ideas on military shit is, like, kind of out there. Like, a lot of the shit that takes place in these Metal Gear games is not how it is at all. I don't know if this will beat it, but that chaff grenade definitely gave me a better score. I know that because I didn't have to go under the bridge and all the way around.
Great.
Yeah, I didn't beat it, but oh shit. Wasn't too far off. Must have been through a lot. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it was like the first Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 had a lot to do with like the Iran-Contra and Desert Storm. And, you know, then MGS1 had a lot to do with like, you know, Gulf War and damn, I got stuck on the wall. And everything to do with like the nukes and shit, because he mentioned that at the end. You know, how many exist in the world, even though there's literally a treaty to get rid of them, but nobody cared. Okay, too soon. Yep, too soon. Like, I want to cut, like, I could just do this, right? Just, seriously, just wait and let him go. But I'm trying to get it at that exact frame just so I save even the split little microsecond. And that way my timing of getting under that camera is better. See, and then I can grab the chaff. Unfortunately, I have to wait on that. And then go. If it was real, would I be afraid to take a boat to anybody should be afraid to take a boat there regardless of him being there. I don't know. Probably. More than likely, yeah. I mean, I damn sure wouldn't be going there. So with this, let's throw... Damn, I wasted just a tad bit little time. Are they genuine? I know his story has just been so romanticized that people forget that he is a villain. Like, Big Boss was a warmonger. I mean, he was a war criminal. It's just, there's no way of sugarcoating that. I mean, his whole thing was to basically wage war on every government. And spread his dominance in the world by way of nuclear deterrence. So it's like, he's still a bad guy.
Great.
Even though he might be the good guy because he's taking on Zero, but he's still, I guess he's like an anti-hero. I guess it'd be better. Whereas Solid Snake is more of the hero. I didn't think so. I was curious if I could get through there just quick enough to make it under that camera, but... Right. You know what's really killing me is that camera. Having to actually sit there and wait for that damn camera. Come on. Right, fanfics? Oh my. Yeah. Like, he has to do it. It's kind of, I mean, that whole thing in Metal Gear 2 is because of Apocalypse Now, right? Like, even though Martin Sheen's character was actually agreeing with him, he still had to kill him because that was the mission. And he still had to kill him because he was still a war criminal. That's just the way it was. Kind of like their whole, you know, one must live, one must die thing. I should have just kept going. Damn. See, that might have slowed me down. That might have definitely slowed me down. Because I stopped and waited when I should have just kept going. Because the chaff grenade was going to, like... Yeah, I think it slowed me down. Waiting for that chaff grenade did. That and the very first camera, as soon as it starts, like... There's got to be... Oh, damn, that was close. Look how close that was. I need to make it through that first part quicker. So, I wonder, instead of waiting for him to come around that corner, if I should just hold him up and nut punch. Maybe that would be better. Like if I did this.
Freeze.
See what I mean? It's that damn camera right there. It's just... There's got to be another way of getting through that camera without having to just sit there underneath of it. Because that's kind of... It's like almost 2 seconds. Liquid Snake, the man-child. Yeah. He's got issues. The thing I didn't understand about Liquid is that he knows that he was, well, according to him, chosen by Big Boss to basically take his place. Like he said, Big Boss was the one that he selected, you know, for whatever the hell that was even supposed to mean, because we never got anything else on it. But he, what was I going to say? So we didn't get like any kind of actual background on Liquid and Big Boss. Like, when did they meet? When did any of that even take place with him being, you know, the one father chose? Like, when did any of that shit take place? And if anybody uses Phantom Pain as a reference, well, he got his ass beat by Venom in Phantom Pain, so it's not really... It's not him being chosen for anything except for being a punching bag. There's no way I beat it because I messed that up with the spray.
Great.
Yeah, messed that up with the spray. Yeah. Yeah, he's something all right.
Freeze.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Actually, wait a minute. I'm curious. If I knock and then hold him up...
Freeze.
Wonder if he actually stays there. We'll see. Oh, did you see that? I was trying to make a run for it, but man, that camera, the timing of that damn thing. Go. Let's see here. Man-child, mad over nothing. Hated Big Boss, but hates snakes. But yeah, honestly, like that's just kind of like they made Liquid's story make about as much sense as DBZ's version of Broly. Like Broly being mad at Kakarot because he cried when they were less than a year old is about the dumbest damn storyline you could have given Broly. So it's kind of like that with Liquid as well. It's like, okay, so he killed Big Boss, and you're mad at him because you didn't get your revenge. But yet, you didn't try either. So, Where was his chance, you know, where was his stolen revenge at? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, all we really know about Liquid is that he got, what, he was a sleeper agent that got, you know, he was a POW in the Gulf War. Damn! We ruined it just by falling down the stairs. You know, he was a POW during the Gulf War, and we don't even know what took place
Freeze.
after that. So it's kind of like, I want to know what that backstory is. Where was he when Zanzibar Land was taking place? Joined? Well, apparently they were both there, but yeah, it's kind of weird. It's like Liquid joined Foxhound only after Snake left, but I just don't understand who was. Colonel Campbell was running Foxhound, right? So while Snake was there, and after Outer Heaven, Colonel Campbell took over as the new CO because he was the XO. And when Snake retired, Colonel retired. So who the hell was running Foxhound for Liquid to even join? Because according to Solid Snake, it was disbanded. That's why it didn't make any sense that even Raiden, like, how's Raiden Foxhound when the shit was disbanded before he would have even been doing shit? Like, like, is that story a lie? Because, you know, like, nobody's backstory is starting to make sense anymore. You know what I mean? At least it kind of felt like you could piece things together, but now it's like I can't even piece shit together anymore. Like, everybody's shit just keeps getting changed. You know, Phantom Pain changed way too much, and now we really just got nothing to go off of. Come on, let's beat that first, baby. Wasn't Foxhound a proxy or something? I think it was just the AI. Oh, hell yeah, we beat that. I think it was just the AI had taken over, Zero's proxy AI, and that's where you have Raiden. Because he would have been part of Foxhound. The backstory of Force 21 is, oh damn, that's a pretty decent. I mean, that's not going to get me first, but that's pretty damn decent. His whole backstory is like when Snake was on his way out, Raiden was basically on his way in, but he would have been still a child soldier. So when he joined, he was kind of like at the tail end of, you know, the same training that Snake would have had, and then it turned into like VR shit. And with Force 21, that's where they basically did all the VR missions, which is MGS1's VR missions. And from that point on, it was just basically a proxy AI that ran it all. So it's... Do I want to try that one? I should do that one again. So it's kind of like Raiden really didn't have a human leader at all. Really, he just had Zero watching his proxy AI just run Foxhound for him, which is so weird. Vin, what's happening, bro? Training or medals? So Raiden, he wouldn't have any medals. He might have had like an award or a decoration because he was the best in Force 21. Like, he proved that he could be the next Solid Snake by doing one of Snake's missions better than he did, which was Ghost Babel. That and his VR training was like beyond anything they expected. So he exceeded the Patriots' expectations and proved to them that he could definitely replace Snake. And The big shell was his first actual mission, though. So he wouldn't have had like an actual medal or any kind of decorations other than maybe an award or something if they gave him anything for Force 21. Curious about this one. Who else was who else is part of Force 21 with Raiden? Is that what you mean?
Oh. What's that?
That's the thing, there wasn't any. Oh, this won't reach it. Damn it. Yeah, there really wasn't any. Oh man, you're not into the FOBs and shit again, are you? So with Raiden,
Congrats, Snake.
damn dude, I went out here, I didn't even try. I was just doing this mission just to do this mission, and I beat my damn record that I was going to submit to speedrunners. What the hell? Oh. Well, we're going to have to do that again. So, this is the way I read into it. So, Raiden was potentially a child soldier in Zanzibar, or, sorry, not child soldier. Potentially a rescued child from Zanzibar land.
What's that?
In MGS1, that whole Force 21 trials was said to be the children that were rescued in Zanzibar land were the ones that they sent away for the Force 21 trials. And Raiden being, part of the Force 21 trials, that kind of heavily implies that he was there for it, because that's where they would have gotten him. No, I'm too far from it. Damn, that was a good run. So it would have been Raiden and basically a shitload of kids rescued from Zanzibar land, and that was 1999, and they would have been put in about 2001. Because Raiden in VR covered Intrude N313, but he didn't do FO14, which is Zanzibar land. But that's because that mission is, highly classified, especially like with the death of Big Boss and Gray Fox and revealing that, Big Boss is Snake's father or whatever, which didn't happen. But he, being in 1999, I mean, he would have been like 20. So he would have been pretty much like fresh off the damn battlefield and into the hands of Zanzibar land. But I don't know what would have happened with all the other child soldiers out there. I wonder if I can roll past this. No way. That was pretty close. Let me try that again. Yeah. That's how I was with it too. I would just get bored with shit and... Dude! You can roll past that okay. Now we got a whole new strategy. Jag's video about MGS4 and not wanting it to come to... Honestly, I don't either. Because I know they're going to fuck it up. They have one job to do. Take a 2011 port of the Legacy Collection and take that port and reformat it from PS3 to PS5. They have one job to do, and they fucked that away. I can only imagine what's about to take place if they did that with 4. Bro! Oh, that's going to give me a great time.
Freeze.
Can I reach it? Tell me I can reach it. Oh, you can't reach it. Oh, man, that would have been some sneaky shit, though, if I could do that. What they should do is remake it and make Snake young and marry Meryl, and I'll think about it. Yeah. Well, if if Jag has a great video explaining like what the issues are with 4 and why it can't be remastered. Like it actually has to be rebuilt in order to go, you know, from PS3 to PS5 and Xbox. At one time, it was supposed to be for the 360, MGS4, but somehow that changed. They just couldn't do it, I guess.
What was that just now?
Oh, that's gonna be bad. Oh man, what a waste of time. I don't even know if that'll beat. Well, the thing, it's like,
Congrats, Snake.
damn, that actually did beat it. I wonder if I can beat it again then. Because I kind of wasted some time when I like rolled off to the side like that. I didn't mean to roll off to the side like that. Huh. Well, let's do it again. But before I do that again, let me actually record the damn thing. Okay. So I can't explain it the way he did, but I mean, there's like a lot of like technical shit that goes in with that game. But I guess the way it was made, it was really only meant to be a PS3 game. So it's like there's so much shit that they would have to rebuild,
What's that?
and it just, you can't remaster 4. It has to be a remake. So I mean, he's got a great video that explains all of it, and there's like a bunch of people that are like that agree with it, that know more about that shit than he does. So it's kind of
What was that just now?
nice. We might have done it. Oh, perfect. Oh man, Peace Walker.
Congrats, Snake.
If Peace Walker was the last game, would it really connect with Outer Heaven? Yes, because at the end of it is when he said, "This is Outer Heaven." However, at the same time, it doesn't. Just like Phantom Pain doesn't, because it doesn't properly connect from 1984 to 1995, and it's so underrated. Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a massive fan group for it, especially on the PS3, because the online still works on the PS3. But between 84 and 95, I mean, there's 11 years right there of shit that we will never know anything about. So it's like, if they ending Phantom Pain where he's just punching a mirror, yet right behind him on a door says Diamond Dogs, and he punches the mirror as the smoke is there, because it's, you know, that's supposed to be like the smoke and mirrors scene. As the smoke is kind of like blowing around the door, you notice that instead of Diamond Dogs, it says Outer Heaven. It makes me wonder if like the whole time that you think that you're on Mother Base in the middle of the ocean to make you feel like you're still living through Peace Walker's times, if he wasn't in fact actually living in Gulsburg, South Africa, at the actual Outer Heaven the whole time. That's why it's like, you know, to just so blindly go in there and go, yeah, 5 is, you know, this and that, explains everything, wonderful. No, it doesn't, actually. It doesn't explain shit. Like, it's just, it's missing so much to explain anything. You basically just gave us a game where we pretend that we're Big Boss, that we're his body double, but we still don't get 11 years that's missing. Like, if the game started in 84 and then ended in 95, or 94 at least, you know what I mean? From like mission 1 to mission 50, if it went from 84 to 94, cool. We have a whole 10 years of shit to go off of, but we don't. And that's why it's like watching, you know, like going through Metal Gear 2 and going through the whole lore and shit of that. It just, Metal Gear 1 and Metal Gear 2, it just doesn't add up. The things that you want me to believe about Phantom Pain, it just doesn't add up. where people were at, specific times, what events took place, like Gray Fox, right? Gray Fox was in America the whole damn time. So everybody running around saying Gray Fox is Venom, it's like there was no official retcon of anything. So just to go blindly and say, well, Phantom Pain's out, that means everything's retcon. No, that's just what you think. But there is a guy, Frank Yeager, who's Gray Fox, that went and rescued this ice skater named Gustava Hefner, and they were like an actual couple, and they went to America. Like, he also went to Liberia or Mozambique and rescued Naomi, brought her back to, like, all that shit still took place, and it wouldn't have taken place if Gray Fox was Venom. That's like the thing that nobody's getting. So it's just, everything is just still more questions than it is answers, and there's more questions than there is story when it comes to Phantom Pain. That's why I can't stand that game. Like, to me, Snake's Revenge is more canon than Phantom Pain, but it's just too little involved in that game. But same thing goes with Peace Walker. It's like, at the end of Snake Eater, right, before there was even an MGS4, when it was just Snake Eater, it was just like, oh, so that's why Big Boss was pissed and became evil. We accepted that. And then you went from that to Portable Ops. And it's like, well, shit, now we got another story. And then Portable Ops made even more sense. Well, then you get like a half-ass answer. No, I think it's canon. It's just only some parts are not canon. And there's a difference between a Hideo Kojima game and a Konami game. But it is canon to the main story. It's like, what kind of answer is that? So basically, Portable Ops is canon. It's just that Kojima doesn't want to admit that they made a game that was pretty good without him, and he doesn't like certain things that took place in it. So Portable Ops is canon. I don't care what anybody says. And then you go from that to MGS4. Now, Portable Ops does make that wonderful gap. Like, it fills that gap of what would have made Big Boss become pissed off and go against America the way he did, against his own government that betrayed him. So that made sense. They should have just left it the hell alone after that. Go from Snake Eater, Portable Ops, then 4. End of the fucking story. But no. Then you had to bring in Peace Walker. Then you had to go from Peace Walker to Phantom Pain. Then Phantom Pain to Survive. And it's like, what the hell? I get it, Survive has nothing to do with any of it, but like, still, it's just, yeah. It was dumb. I think they just did way too damn much, and they ended up like unintentionally making it look like they retcon shit, but honestly, I think they just forgot. Like, in Metal Gear Solid, 2 things took place that never actually took place. One was Big Boss saying that he was Solid Snake's father. Well, that never happened in Metal Gear 2. Another one was, the whole thing about, shit. It had to deal with something about Gray Fox. Now I can't even think of what it is. But in Metal Gear 2, he never said he was his father, so they just added that in MGS1. Then we get, Big Boss was always seen with an eye patch, right? Except for in Metal Gear 1. He lost his right eye because of the explosion and he survived Outer Heaven. Well, when Snake Eater came out, it's Ocelot that shoots his damn eye, and you're just like, oh, if anybody knew Metal Gear 2 and, saw the shit that took place, behind those scenes, it's like, well, that's not what happened in Big Boss's eye at all. Too much changed. Oh shit. Well, I only streamed it maybe 3 times or 2 times. I think it's just hard for me to do it because I have to like hold a PSP for like 6 hours or however long it takes me to just play a full game of it. So it's like, I'm sitting there looking at a tiny little PSP, and my hands are like, you know, it's just uncomfortable to sit there and stream the whole thing. So I've only done it twice. But I mean, Portable Ops had a pretty decent story. And then, so this is the other thing I had. This is what I had a question about. This is why I quit the game and put it on this, right? You credit Big Boss for Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, right? But in Ground Zeroes, you're not playing as him. You're playing as this body double. And in Phantom Pain, you're not playing as him. You're playing as the body double. So reading this, like, infiltrates a military base, Cuba, rescue Chico and Paz, you know, Mother Base falls, critical. Okay, cool. If you want to credit that to Big Boss, then go right ahead. But you're making it to where that game, he did that. But he didn't technically do that because you're playing as a body double. And then Phantom Pain wakes up after a 9-year coma. Venom Snake takes over leadership. Well, why is Phantom Pain even in his timeline? He didn't do that. You see what I mean? Like, it's just, it doesn't go with him because he didn't do that. You're not even playing as him. And the dude's not even in the game. He's technically not even in either one of them. So really, why isn't there a page that has, like, I don't know, Big Boss with MGS3, Peace Walker, Metal Gear 2, MGS4, and then, like, next to him, Venom, Ground Zeroes, and Phantom Pain? It's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Like, they did this, right? So, who am I? So they did this. So here's Kaz, right? So now he's not like a Phantom. Kaz is actually McDonald Miller, who raised Solid Snake in America. But you had him as this guy who was an XO of Venom, you know, in 1984, and he was there with him the whole time. And he's missing an arm, he's missing a leg, and it looks like he's blind. Who the hell? Look, he ain't getting hired by anybody in the military to be a damn survival instructor. You got no eyes, no arm, no leg, right? Dude is useless. So nobody's going to hire him as a survival instructor. They just don't make any sense. It would make more sense if Kaz in Phantom Pain was also a Phantom as well. Like, the real Kaz maybe changed his name to McDonald Miller instead of Kazuhiro Miller and went to America with the real Big Boss. Now that would have made more sense because he's the one that raised Solid Snake and taught him. He was also the one that tells you how to beat everybody in Zanzibar land. Well, the point that I was getting with him is that, look, he was supposed to be with Venom, right, through the whole thing. Why isn't he credited for the first Metal Gear then? He wasn't even there. He's there for Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain, but he wasn't actually at the Outer Heaven with Venom. So who the hell was? And, like, where are you at? Liquid, okay? Liquid's only credited for 2 games. Phantom Pain as Eli, and MGS1 as, obviously, Liquid. And Solidus, only MGS2. Even though he was there, sort of, as the president in MGS1. Well, here's why I show Liquid. So, for those 2 games, and then Ocelot, right? He's got pretty much all of them. Liquid isn't credited for MGS2 because it never was him to begin with. So if you were going to go so detailed into who was in what game to where you would actually make sure that he wasn't involved in MGS2, that it was just Ocelot, then what the hell are we doing over here with Kaz? He's in Phantom Pain, he helps build Outer Heaven, but he was never there, and he's not credited for it. It's just weird. And then with that, you get Big Boss, who's not even in the game, but he's the one that you give all that credit to. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, see what there you go, Stan. Just like that. That's what happens when you unintentionally retcon shit because you forgot your own fucking game. Like that's just that's basically what happened. Yeah, like Kazu betrayed Big Boss, like Ben said, in Peace Walker because he got him involved in that war economy. He was literally talking to Zero the whole fucking time. Betrays him and then gets pissed when Big Boss is like, I don't want nothing to do with that guy. Give him that body double. This dude sucks. And then I gotta point this one out. So, possesses an IQ of 180, fluent in 6 languages, blessed with superior physical and mental abilities, impressive intuition, and a greater than average love for cardboard boxes. I had to show that he's blessed with superior physical and mental abilities because we don't even get that description for Liquid. So, like, I was having a pretty cool, like, nerd breakdown moment with where we were trying to figure out if Solid was actually the recessive and he wasn't the dominant one the whole time, then how the hell did he beat Liquid? And that's why I was saying that Solid has to be intentionally created to basically be the snake eater. Like, he's the one that killed Big Boss. He could have killed Solidus. He killed Liquid. He killed Oslo. Like, he killed everybody. So it's kind of like, I think that he was intentionally created to be that way, to be able to kill Big Boss and all the others. But then where does that give us with Raiden? You know, like the whole Force 21 trials is Raiden and whoever the hell else, you know, what other kids that were there. Yeah, Liquid. All the other kids that were there going through it as well. Like, what happened to them? Did they, like, not perform right and then they got killed off, or like what the hell is going on? You're pretty good. Yeah, it is. No, I'm with you, Mama. Like, it's one of the best, but it's like at the same time when you're trying to like break it all down, you just end up running into big ass circles, and it's like, what the hell? And then I have to show this. So they do say that Portable Ops and Rising, they're in this section. And this section is what's called the others, right? These others are supposed to be like the spin-offs or whatever. These. But they don't have them as spin-offs. They have them as related titles. So everything that's blue is a related title. The gray is the main story. So over here, they don't have Portable Ops or Rising as main titles. They just have them as related. Now that's fine because I do have the article saved of Kojima recognizing them as part of the main story. He just doesn't see them as his games because he wasn't the one that directed them. Which is normal. I mean, I could get that. Any book writer would feel that way. But when you come to the timeline, right? Now, this is the actual canon series timelines. Now they call them spin-off titles. So here's Portable Ops. You call it a spin-off now instead of a related title. But you guys officially made the San Geronimo Peninsula incident canon to your game, whether you like it or not. And they made Rising canon to their game. Now, this is what I was trying to kind of bring up with a poll that I did about Acid 1 and 2. Yeah, they're both technically not canon at all because they're just meant to be like a completely separate series of Metal Gear games. Kojima's ego is yeah, it is. However, in Acid 1, okay, this takes place, what is it? This takes place in 2016. Okay, so it's 2 years after Solid Snake is dead, and pretty much everybody's dead except for Raiden. With this one, this is not just another Solid Snake or like another Solid Snake story that's not canon. No, this Solid Snake is a clone of the Solid Snake. So it's like Solid 2. So this guy's a clone of him. And spoiler alert, he doesn't make it. But there's good news because they cloned another Solid Snake from this Solid Snake when they recovered his body. And the greatest thing about this Solid Snake in Acid 2, we ought to just call him Acid Snake, is this dude doesn't have an expiration date. And he doesn't have anything like fox dye or a manipulated, genetic defect that's going to kill him off or give him accelerated aging. No, like this snake is the only snake who can actually live a normal life and die an old man. So this snake here succeeds. Now this game takes place in 2019, which is just 1 year after Rising. This game, he survives, and he would be 47 or like 46 or 47 years old in this game. Now, we could totally get something with that. If you blend that shit with Rising, because in the Acid games, I get it, they're card games, but they do still stay with the rest of the entire franchise. Like, they don't stray away and, none of it ever existed. It's like two different Solid Snakes. No, it still follows the whole entire timeline. So you could get that shit. A meme dump. If in doubt, it's either a clone or nanomachines. Yeah, ain't that the truth? But like, you could actually tie that in. If Acid 3 was to be made, and they had Raiden show up in it, because they don't have Rising. I don't think Rising is in Acid 2 at all. But everything else is, including Portable Ops and Ghost Babel. I mean, Acid kind of like canonizes the entire franchise, whether people accept it as canon or not. Acid kind of like has everything all rolled into one. So that's what I was kind of getting at. Like, if you made an Acid 3, we could technically still get a new story with a new Snake who's still Solid Snake, just not the true Solid Snake. You know what I mean? But he's still basically Solid Snake in every other aspect. Like, nothing about him is different other than he doesn't have some bullshit that's going to make him 79 years old in the span of 4 years and kill him off and fox die and all the other stupid shit. So, I mean, something like that they could do. But I just had to show that. That and this. I mean... Here's another one that's used. It's like, if Rising isn't canon to their story, right? Then why would you take a game that's not canon and put it in Ground Zeroes? Why would you take Raiden's Rising suit and put it in that game if it wasn't canon? Why wouldn't you just make that a Gray Fox thing instead of doing Deja Vu, beating it on normal, answering all your questions and getting the Solid Snake skin, and then beat it on hard, get your quiz right, and get the Gray Fox skin? Why would you put the very version of Raiden that you didn't consider canon in a game that you call canon? Like, what the hell does that even mean? Is a canon? It's not. You know what? There is only one way to solve this. Where are you? These are the only games that are canon right here. This is just, that's the best you're going to get. An alternate sequel to Metal Gear, okay? Now, alternate being, you could just go with Snake's Revenge and call it a day. You don't even have to look at this shit. Like, you could just stop at Snake's Revenge. Like, which is basically what I've done. To me, Snake's Revenge is the only thing that's consistent. Like they even have. Like, here's my problem with Ghost Fable being in that too. This game, everything about it. So the game was made and it came out a year before Sons of Liberty. This game definitely had influence, like Raiden's influence in this game, and what was taking place, especially the Force 21 trials and all that shit that was being mentioned, like Raiden being, you know, basically controlled by an AI. Snake's Revenge is, hey man, that's the one and true and only, don't you do it. But in this, you know, they even mentioned Jack at the end, like, and I mean, you really can't call that a coincidence or anything like that. Like, they purposely put that in there. So in this game, Raiden relived through simulation, through VR simulation, the whole classified mission of Gallowade, and did it better than Solid Snake did. And that is exactly what you're told when you beat Ghost Fable, right? So that game should be canon. Not only that, but even in Sons of Liberty, there's two things. One, in the computer room where Emma's lab is, right next to the node on the wall, or the partition, is a poster of Ghost Fable. It's basically that one, the one on the right. And when you're going, you know, you escape the torture room and you're making your way, you're getting all these calls from the colonel. Well, when you just listen to all those calls, don't go into the next area. Just stay there with the Tengus and hide and kind of like bullshit a little bit and just answer all those calls. You're going to get a bunch of shit from the colonel that's like, you know, he's going over the mission briefing of Gallowade. He's going over, like, you know, you got to blow up a wall over here to get to a control panel, which is in Gallowade. There's like 6, I think, altogether. There's 6 codec calls with Colonel where he's describing what you have to do to get through an area in Ghost Fable. So why would you have all those references in Sons of Liberty unique to Raiden's playthrough only, because it would have been him to do this, but yet you're going to call it a spin-off and not canon to your story? It doesn't make any sense. You have a game that literally canonizes it. Even MGS4. In MGS4, that 5.7 that you're armed with in Ghost Fable, you get it in there, and in the description it says that this is what Solid Snake used when he infiltrated Gallowade. Not only that, but the Frog units use that same 5.7 as a sidearm. So it's not just some, you know, unique item that you find or any of that shit. Like, the damn thing is... I just don't get it. I don't know why they just... I don't know. Call everything a spin-off that doesn't have a number on it, basically. It's kind of sad. But I had to do that. This was going to be a short stream. I just wanted to beat those two. So that way I can submit them to speedrunners and see how well I do. I try not to, like... I try to just do the things, like, as fast as I can do it before I see what the others did it. So, like... 3, 4, and 5 for the bomb disposal was just me doing my quickest times. So now I'm going to go to speedrunners.com, see if, you know, where mine would fall in place. And then, you know, then I'll look at somebody else's video that's on that list and just be like, oh, so that's what you did. And then I'll try to do what they did better. That's basically what I do with the speed runs. So I just figured I felt like streaming something, but I felt like playing VR at the same time. So I was like, might as well just stream the VR mission a little bit. Yeah. It's all just one hole. That's basically what it is. There is no holes. It's just one hole. Everything's connected parallel by a fucking wormhole. It's insane. It's insane how much they change for this shit too. So, but alright, y'all. Thanks for coming and listening to me rant. Yeah, I will be back around. I think I'll do Delta again at some point this week. I'll take a break from VR and throw on some Delta, just to have like one last stream with Delta before I go hardcore into these VR missions. So, well, thanks for coming, and yeah, I will keep you posted on the next streams or the next things I'll be doing. So take care, y'all. Have a good one, Vin. Agent Stone.